cool this shot is right now? You see how cool this shot is?
Oh yeah.
Pretty cool, eh? With the sirens and everything going by. Pretty neat, eh?
Pretty artistic, right?
Yeah. This is training. This is like Spielberg shit. Look at Spielberg shit going on right here. This is not a bodybuilding channel. This is like entertainment. Easy weight, but I'm feeling that muscle, right? Get that burn, get a chance to really coordinate the muscle, get the contraction, right? So you might be wondering why I'm going so light. Well, I did a heavy day yesterday, or moderately heavy anyway, medium weight on bench press. So today I'm doing some flies, but what I'm concentrating on is just feeling the muscle. I'm not concentrating on hitting any PRs or anything. I just want to pump blood into the muscle, stretch it and pump it. Nice slow movements. When you train more frequently, that's the advantage. You can actually train lighter some days, heavier. Some days are stretch days, some days are heavyweight days. The advantage is you don't have to hit it hard and heavy every single time. And in the end, you get more result. It's the callus principle. You see the hands? You know what callus is? It's from doing something every single day, not just doing something once a week.
So just like I said, the callus principle. It's one of those things that just doing something, a little bit of something every single day will create an effect. It will constantly tell your body how to adapt and constantly tell your body to get stronger, more flexible, greater endurance, whatever it is that you're telling it to adapt on a daily basis, that's what it will adapt to, okay? So that's why I've come up with the frequency principle. I frequently tell my body what to do, and then sometimes I realize that yes, you can burn the body out if you push it too hard, but ultimately you can still give it the same information, just maybe in a less aggressive way. So that's why I do these stretching type, yoga type movements as well. I do these different types of workouts which aren't about just intensity through heavy weight, but sometimes they're just through just getting a burn, getting a pump, just getting some blood flow in that area, which helps me recover for the heavy workouts.
So I'm back, the same principle applies. Today I'm just gonna do some light stretch, 3 workouts out of 4, or 3 workouts out of 5. I'm doing light. I'm just contracting, stretching, getting higher reps, doing slow, and then in the 5th day or so, then I'll do heavy, if my joints feel it. Then I'll do a heavy day and just, ballistic and all this kind of stuff and lift super heavy. It's just the frequency is the most important thing. So in order for me to constantly train the body part, I need to have different types of intensity.
So yeah, that's how I apply the frequency principle in my training. That's the general rule, the general idea, okay? So each person can apply it in different ways, and yes, you do take days off. You do take a day off here and there when you feel you need it, and everybody has their own technique for finding what is necessary for a day off, but I find 1 day off a week is pretty much necessary. It's good to take a day off and recharge. You'll notice that if you go in the gym and every single time you feel really burned out, or you feel like just you're really sore, but not just sore, but you almost feel tired, almost like you've got flu symptoms, you're overtraining. And at that point, you need to definitely take a day off, get some sleep, or take a nap, or whatever, just take a break, right? Ultimately, it's about learning how to dance with the energies in the body and learning how to read the stimulus, okay? That's what this game is about. So ultimately, you will start to learn what the signs are when your body says it needs a rest, and what the signs are when it says go, 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 train harder or push harder, and it's only through experience that you will learn definitive ways of knowing exactly what your body's telling you. Now I went from back to some lateral raises, and I know it looks like my thumbs are really pointing downwards, but they're not. It's just the way my elbows are made. I'm kind of got crooked elbows or something, so it just makes it look kind of weird. So just so you know, the way I feel the movement isn't me trying to impinge my joint by, bringing my pinky finger up to the ceiling. So I wouldn't encourage you to do that too extremely. Really feel your way through the movement. Here's kind of a better angle. You can see I'm keeping my palms facing towards the ground. I'm not trying to bring my pinky up, okay? So if you do that too aggressively, you will impinge your joint and hurt your shoulder. So just make sure you do listen to your body and find the way that works for you. There's so many times I see guys in the gym and they'll do a movement because they see it a certain way done by somebody and not realize that that somebody is built slightly different than they are. And so you don't want to mimic a movement so much because your body is slightly different, okay? Here's some shoulder pump right there, shoulder pump, shoulder pump. ultimately, you're always going to have to be in touch with the feelings in your body. So you don't want to be
It's an underrated exercise.
just copying blindly. You want to feel, okay, am I feeling this in the muscle or in the joint? That's a really great question to ask yourself. And if you're feeling it too much in the joint, that means it needs to be adjusted or changed, or maybe do a different exercise altogether. And this exercise right here is great for the rotator cuff. It's great for external rotation. It's great for rear delt as well. It's really great for rehabilitating the shoulder. So I'd encourage you to, mess around with this type of movement, and you'll notice that you actually really get a real rounded delt from it. It really works great in rounding out those delts and making them look like softballs instead of just, pure front delt development. I know this unnatural kid that's in the gym, and he's just messing his life up with some of the stuff he's doing. The bottom line is that he's got these delts and this chest that's just so rolled forward. It's a massive injury just waiting to happen, but he doesn't even realize it because he's got such a strength imbalance going on. So, but hey, that's kids, right? You can't tell them anything. You say, hey kid, maybe you should be doing what you're doing, and he's just like, what do you know, grandpa? So, yeah, let people make their mistakes and just watch, and a decade later they learn, just some people learn faster than others. So this is one way you can prevent injuries anyway. This is one way that you can assist with balancing out all this pressing in the front that we do, and all this, front raises and all this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you're building up that back part too, okay? Balance, Daniel-san, as Mr. Miyagi says. Everything's about balance, right? So you have to also balance out the body, and that's another thing. There's always something to strengthen because something else is weaker, and it's kind of a fun sort of harmony that you play. It's like you're an orchestra. You're playing the body constantly, working with the strengths and the weaknesses, and balancing them all out. Okay, so from shoulders, I went to triceps, and as you can tell, I'm not showing you all the sets that I did for each body part. I did about 3 to 6 sets per body part. So this is a pretty long workout, honestly. I don't know what possessed me, but as you notice, I've been putting on a little bit of size lately, so I've been actually training harder, watching my diet more, so I'm having more energy to go in the gym, and I've been eating a lot of yams and chicken and sweet potatoes, and the fact is that once you start eating differently, you have more energy, so your workouts can last longer, and you can actually be a bit more intense, and then of course you put on some mass because of it. So that's the value of eating well, right? So the next exercise I went to was some bicep curls, and I just wanted to get a quick pump here. And I do a few variations of this, like I've shown you in other videos. Sometimes I keep my palms supinated, which is palms up towards the ceiling, to keep that tension on the brachii. And then sometimes I rotate them in and kind of get, some of the brachialis in there, some of the forearm type muscle as well. So, here's the result. So I need a cape. That's right. So yeah, this set right here, I've already done like 4 or 5 sets of bicep curls. Basically the constant tension I'm trying to do. I'm keeping that arm bent. I'm trying to keep that constant tension on the bicep brachii. It's not the only way to do the bicep curl, so just so you know, it doesn't matter. If you do it a different way, that's okay. It's just there's lots of different variations and ways that you can keep the tension on different parts of the bicep, and that's the point. It's constantly working with different variations, hitting different fibers. So then I went to leg press, and I just started warming up with 4 plates. And I just go to about 90 degrees at the knee tops. I just try to come down to where I feel my quads, and then once I start feeling my hip, try to leave the pad, or if I start feeling tension on my knees, then I come right back up. I could bend my knees way more if I want to lift my heel off, or if I want to lower my feet down on the pad, and this is a common beginner mistake in the gym. They'll come down too low, they'll put all the pressure on their knees, and then 4 or 5 years later, they're wondering why their knees are all beat to crap. Well, it's because they were never really pushing off their muscles. They're pushing off their knees, right? So again, the same principle applies. I mean, you basically have to find your own groove in this. I use the leg press to basically keep the tension on the muscles I want to hit.
This looks really neat. I was too one-dimensional at one point in my life, way too one-dimensional, So, bigger muscles is all great and everything, but there's more to life than that, Like it's just one small part, right?
And there you have it. So I finished off with a few more sets of leg presses with 6 plates aside, just repping out and having conversation at the same time. You'll notice, obviously, though, as I get deeper into the reps and the burn starts to grow, the conversation starts to stop. But anyway, yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and I hope you got a lot out of this video, and share it if you liked it, and thanks for subscribing. And if you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com. Take care for now.